The politics of memory. Who writes history? History is not merely the story. The politics of memory. Who writes history? History is not merely the story of what happened. It is also the story of what was recorded, what was preserved, what was forgotten, and sometimes what was deliberately changed. Introduction. The keeper of the record. Imagine two civilizations experiencing the same event. A war. A revolution. A migration. A disaster. Each side records what happened. Each side preserves documents. Each side tells stories to its children. A century later, historians discover only one archive. What becomes history? The answer is obvious. The surviving record becomes the story. This simple reality lies at the center of one of the most important questions in historical research: who writes history? And perhaps more importantly, who controls what survives? Throughout this book we have explored lost civilizations, forgotten technologies, buried structures, and disputed narratives. Yet behind all these mysteries lies a deeper issue: memory itself. History is not the past. One of the first lessons every historian learns is that history is not the same thing as the past. The past is everything that happened. History is the portion that survives in records, artifacts, traditions, and memories. This distinction matters. Most human experiences leave no permanent record. Conversations disappear. Buildings collapse. Documents burn. Witnesses die. What remains becomes the foundation upon which future generations construct historical understanding. In this sense, history is always incomplete. The question is not whether information has been lost. The question is how much. The destruction of knowledge. History contains countless examples of knowledge being destroyed. Libraries have burned. Archives have vanished. Monasteries have been looted. Museums have been emptied. Empires have collapsed. Among the most famous examples is the destruction associated with the ancient Library of Alexandria. While many details remain debated, the broader lesson is clear. Knowledge is fragile. Civilizations often assume important information will survive. History repeatedly proves otherwise. The victors write the history books. The old saying that history is written by the victors is not always literally true. Yet it contains an important insight. Victorious groups often gain control of governments, educational systems, archives, publishing institutions, public narratives. This influence can shape how future generations understand the past. Sometimes the process is intentional. Sometimes it occurs naturally as older institutions disappear. Either way, the surviving narrative often reflects the perspectives of those who retained power. The Soviet example. One of the most interesting examples relevant to Tartaria research comes from a declassified CIA reading room document from 1957. The document, titled National Cultural Development Under Communism, discusses Soviet cultural policies toward various nationalities within the USSR. It includes language alleging that authorities altered historical narratives and that earlier historical accounts were withdrawn or destroyed. Readers can examine the original document directly. CIA Reading Room Document, 1957, https://www.chia.gov/readingroom/document/chia-rdp 7802771000900002-6 UTM_source=chatgpt.com**. The document contains a passage stating that certain histories presenting facts, truthfully, had been withdrawn and destroyed. Whether one agrees with the report's interpretation or not, it demonstrates an important reality. Governments sometimes attempt to shape historical memory. What the CIA document does, and does not, prove this distinction is crucial. The CIA document does not prove the existence of a hidden global Tartarian empire. It does not prove advanced lost technologies. It does not validate every modern Tartaria theory. What it does show is that Cold War analysts believed Soviet authorities were actively reshaping aspects of cultural and historical identity among certain populations. For researchers, this becomes evidence of something broader. Historical narratives can be influenced by political power. That fact alone deserves serious attention. The politics of language. One of the most effective ways to alter memory is through language. Change the language. Change the records. Change the names. Over time, entire cultures become difficult to recognize. History contains many examples. Place names changed. Languages replaced. Alphabets modified. Traditional texts suppressed. Educational systems standardized. Future generations inherit a different version of the past. Sometimes intentionally. Sometimes unintentionally. The result is the same. Memory changes. Book burning and cultural erasure. Perhaps the most dramatic form of historical control is the destruction of records. Book burnings have occurred throughout history. Religious authorities have done it. Political regimes have done it. Revolutionaries have done it. Conquerors have done it. The goal is often similar: remove competing narratives. Control memory. Control identity. Control the future. A society that loses its records loses part of itself. Museums, archives, and power. Modern researchers often view museums as neutral institutions. In reality, museums make choices. Archives make choices. Curators make choices. Historians make choices. Which artifacts are displayed? Which remain in storage? Which discoveries receive publicity? Which remain obscure? Most decisions are made in good faith. Yet every selection influences public understanding. Memory is not only preserved, it is curated. The missing voices. One of history's greatest challenges involves missing perspectives. Many populations left few written records. Their stories survive through oral traditions, songs, folklore, artifacts, archaeology. When historians rely exclusively upon official records, entire populations can disappear from the narrative. The absence of evidence may reflect missing documentation rather than historical insignificance. This lesson is particularly important when investigating lost civilizations. Propaganda and historical narrative. Modern societies often associate propaganda with authoritarian governments. Yet all societies construct narratives. National myths. Founding stories. Heroic figures. Shared memories. Some narratives contain substantial truth. Others simplify complex realities. Researchers must recognize that every society tells stories about itself. The challenge lies in distinguishing identity-building narratives from historical evidence. The digital age problem. Ironically, modern civilization may face new memory challenges. Digital information appears permanent, yet it can disappear instantly. Websites vanish. Files become unreadable. Platforms shut down. Data formats become obsolete. Future historians may face their own version of the missing record problem. Technology changes. Memory remains vulnerable. Tartaria and the memory question. The Tartaria debate ultimately revolves around memory. Not merely maps. Not merely buildings. Memory. Why do old maps contain names no longer used? Why do some structures appear disconnected from modern narratives? Why do certain historical questions generate controversy? Whether one accepts or rejects Tartaria theories, these questions point toward a broader issue. How much of the past has been forgotten? The answer is certainly more than we know. The researcher's responsibility. Because memory is imperfect, researchers carry a responsibility. To question. To verify. To compare sources. To avoid rushing to conclusions. The responsible investigator recognizes two dangers: believing everything and dismissing everything. The path between them requires patience. Evidence. Humility. Curiosity. Recovering lost history. The recovery of history often resembles archaeology. Layer by layer. Document by document. Artifact by artifact. A forgotten letter. An overlooked map. A newly translated manuscript. A rediscovered photograph. Each piece contributes to a larger picture. The process is rarely dramatic. Yet it is profoundly important. Civilization depends upon remembering. Memory is a living thing. Perhaps the most important lesson is that memory is not static. It changes, grows, contracts, adapts. Each generation re-examines the past, sometimes correcting mistakes, sometimes creating new ones. History is therefore not merely a collection of facts. It is an ongoing conversation between past and present. Closing thoughts. The politics of memory may be one of the most important subjects in this entire book. For every mystery we have explored ultimately returns to the same question: what happened to the story? Who recorded it? Who preserved it? Who altered it? Who forgot it? And who is trying to recover it today? The declassified CIA report reminds us that governments can influence historical narratives. Historians, educators, archivists, and researchers influence them as well. This does not mean every alternative theory is true. Nor does it mean official narratives are always complete. It means the search for truth requires effort. The past is not a finished book. It is a puzzle. Some pieces remain visible. Others have been lost. Still others may be waiting quietly in forgotten archives, buried ruins, overlooked documents, and memories passed from one generation to the next. The task of the researcher is not to defend a narrative. The task is to follow the evidence wherever it leads. For history belongs not only to those who wrote it. It also belongs to those willing to keep asking questions. Global Robotics Corporation. Robert Colee.